Welcome to Whiskey Bandit Reviews. I'm Eric.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Corey.
And today we are bringing you the Heaven Hill Bottled in Bond 7-year bourbon. We're going to give you our notes on it and our overall reviews.
So let's drink on that.
All right, so we've got a bourbon from Heaven Hill Distillery. It says distilled at Heaven Hill in Louisville, bottled by Heaven Hill in Bardstown, which is the location we're more familiar with. If you visit them, that's where you're going to go do tours, things like that. Wait in line overnight for like Elijah Craig 18. Seems to be the thing that a lot of people like to do. All right, so Heaven Hill Distillery, obviously the Heaven Hill products. Elijah Craig, like I mentioned.
Larceny,
yeah. You get the larceny or the larceny barrel proof that they got with that.
Get some Evan Williams.
Some
mellow corn.
Yeah, highly recommend the Evan Williams white label. That's a good one.
I really like the Henry McKenna.
The Henry McKenna. That has gone up drastically in price over the last few months. Like, you used to be able to get that for, like, I remember the first bottle I ever bought of it was $39, and now I think I'm seeing it for sale for like $80, which is insane. So the Heaven Hill Bottled in Bond, that used to be one of their most popular bourbons. They went away with it in like 2018 or 2019 maybe. Stopped making it. It was a six-year product back then. Now they're very proud that it's 7 years because it clearly says on the front, this is a 7-year bourbon. They want you to know this is a 7-year-old bourbon.
Isn't it bright, like red, bold letters?
Everything on this label is blue and white, except for it's red and says this bourbon is 7 years old. So proud of that. But yeah, I think everyone's been super excited this has come back out. I've not had it yet since it's been re-released. Kind of the first time that I've just seen it on a shelf. I've seen it out and about, other people selling it, like online and stuff, but not in a store. So excited to get into this one. Have you had any of those, Corey? Any of the other Heaven Hill products?
I've had the Elijah Craig and the Henry McKenna. Like I said, I like that. Those are too good. I wanted to try the Larceny. It's one I've heard of, but I've never got a chance to try it.
Oh,
There was literally no pop. I was just like, come out.
It just pulled out.
Like, I feel bad for talking over it, but it didn't make a sound.
Like, I tried to pull the little wrapper off, and like it just came out. Maybe we can get a pop out of it. No, I can't.
There you go.
I can't force a pop out of this
That'll
thing.
work.
So, minus 10 points from Gryffindor on that one because that's not coming out. Kind of like a fake wood cork. Yeah, so let's pour some of this stuff. This one is what for alcohol volume?
I believe it's 100, right?
Yeah, 100 proof. Yeah. Okay. So this is 100 proof. I think you can pick this thing up for around $50. The mash bill they go with is primary corn heavy. It's 78% corn, 10% rye, and the rest malted barley. So it should be probably kind of a sweeter kind of bourbon, I would think.
Yeah, that's what you'd definitely expect off of the mash bill.
All right. On the nose.
Smells a lot like corn.
Yeah. It's kind of lighter smelling than what I expected it to be, with it being up around 100 proof. I thought I would get a little more just straight off of the nose. But this always happens to us. We fall into this trapdoor. We don't smell anything at first.
It does smell sweet.
Then we try it.
Like you'd mentioned that it was probably going to be sweet. It smells sweet.
Yeah, I get a lot of sweet vanilla kind of notes.
Yeah.
You can tell it's corn heavy.
Almost like a caramel corn.
Yeah, and then kind of the first thing I noticed is kind of like a leathery smell, like a old leather couch kind of. I don't know, just off the tip here, I think the nose is a little
underwhelming.
A little underwhelming. I hate to say that yet because we've just got into it, but I'm sure it'll open up a bit more after we've had some.
I'm sure it will, and it's also a pleasant scent, so it's not like it's just got nothing going for it at all.
Yeah, real nice amber kind of gold color on it too.
Yeah.
Not super dark, but it's aged 7 years. It should have some nice color and tasting notes to it. So,
you guys are ready? Let's go ahead and get in there. Can definitely taste the age statement on that for me. It's got that kind of woodiness to it.
Yeah, a lot more complex off the palate than the nose was initially. So maybe that nose will open up some more, like I said. It does have a bit of complexity as far as, like I'm getting kind of this weird, not weird, but I guess when we're talking about bourbon, I'm kind of getting, like, initially just like a really sweet impression, and then it kind of goes to like a, I don't know, maybe like a graham cracker type of taste, and then it kind of ends with a little bit of that spice that I guess you're getting from the rye. I'm not sure how somehow all those are working together to get quite a bit of flavors out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're spot on with the graham cracker thing there. That's pretty.
It really mellows out at the end too.
Yeah,
I like that. Like it's like if you get it, like it hits all the taste buds on your tongue and it just kind of like evens out through your mouth. Is really good.
For me, and maybe because I've not had anything for a bit, but just on the tongue, it's a pretty aggressive 100 proof.
Yeah, it is.
It's not like too much that you want to pull away from it, or you're like really notice like, oh dang, that's high proof. But it's like just enough that's really enjoyable. It doesn't leave you wanting more, and it really doesn't overpower you. So I think it's probably right on at the proof that they have it.
Someone can definitely sit there and tell you before you tried this, this was a 110, for instance. And you could probably buy that when you tasted it.
It's got some other spices in it too that I'm trying to pick out. Maybe like a little nutmeg or something of that sort, or kind of butterscotchy too, and you definitely get the vanilla in it that you smell. And again, corn.
Yeah.
Like if you've had any kind of corn heavy whiskey, or if you're to go to Heaven Hill and grab that mellow corn, which I had a little bit of a bit ago, like it's got that typical sweetness that you get from a really corn heavy whiskey.
Revisiting the nose a little bit as well here, and I gotta say, it's still not really giving me a whole lot more.
I'm getting, as I normally do after tasting it, you come back and a lot of times that wood oaky smell is pretty prevalent.
Yeah.
And that's the case here too. Like I'm still, like the main thing for me is still that leather kind of scent that I got initially. And then like a musky wood, like you're walking through a rick house, like that kind of musky oak smell.
I smell the leather now a lot more strongly since I've tasted it than I did before we had done that.
Yeah, it's really cool how like after you, like it may not smell like anything until after you try it, and then it just opens up a lot for you for the nose, which I've always heard that about like the palate, like for your taste, like let it sit for a while and it's going to open up. But yeah. I've been through these reviews really starting to find out that it really opens up the nose a lot for me.
Yeah, it does me too. Still coming back to that spice on the end, just trying to kind of place that. It's kind of hard to place exactly what it would be.
Yeah. Final thoughts on your overall impression of it there before we start moving on to some other stuff?
I obviously liked it. I mean, yeah. I've poured a second glass of it, and I got a little excited on the first one. I feel like it is a little simple. I feel like they could do a little bit more with it, and it would make it better. I know we're not to the scoring part yet, but I mean, yeah. I like this a lot. I don't think it would be like anything rated crazy high because it is kind of simple, but I'm a fan of this.
Yeah, and without getting into the ratings and stuff too, this is something that just after having, if I could find it available a lot, And for around that price point, I mean, I guess when it was a 6-year, it used to be like dirt cheap, like $20 or something, and people went nuts over it. So, like, if anything close to this is $20, I definitely see why people raved about it. But when you bump it up to $50-ish, it's a little different.
Once you get to 50, you're $10 off of our coveted Four Roses. I don't know. That just kind of puts it in a whole different realm of competition there, obviously. So.
Yeah, we've not done the McKenna 10-year in a while.
I don't even know the last time I drank any of it, to be honest with you.
Like, just having this right now, I would take this at 50 over that for 80. Now, if they were the same price, it may be a different story. Like, I could drink a lot of this because once you drink it, like, you get a lot of that, like, flavor burst that we were talking about, but it's gone quick. Like, it doesn't hang around for me. The finish is spicy and just pretty quick, almost kind of like a fireball candy. Like if you had that in your mouth and it was like catch your mouth on fire, then you just spit it out.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't get much of a hug off of this at all. The finish is very quick and abruptly ends, and then I'm ready for more.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think instead of a hug, it maybe gives you like a pat on the back.
Yeah,
the Kentucky fist bump.
Yeah, just like, here's this. You did a good job. This is solid, and let's go on about it.
I definitely recommend it. What do you guys think for $50?
Like I said earlier, in that price range, it gets into some pretty stiff competition, and overall, it is a solid product. I don't want to sound like I'm knocking on it or anything like that, but in that kind of price range, I do think there's some other options available I probably would go for first.
Yeah.
But, if options were limited, if this was one of them, yeah, I definitely would go for it.
Yeah. Now, I have seen people online say that they found it for $40. I've never seen it for $40. Everything I've seen has been around $50 and maybe a little bit more than $50. So $40 definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could really see this being somebody's, if you're new to whiskey, if you're new to bourbon, even though it is on the venturing towards the more expensive side, where it is fairly unoffensive, it doesn't have that Kentucky hug, it doesn't, punch you in the mouth. I could see this as a really good starter to see if, bourbon is something that you're interested in, since the flavors are very simple and unoffensive.
Okay, so yeah, after you've already cracked all the makers, the Woodfords, all the like low $25, $30 stuff, then graduate to this and see if you still like bourbon after that. So yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see where we land on this one. How close together, because that seems to be a trend that we...
Yeah, 0 to 10, no rookie scores.
I see this as kind of like a 6.7. Definitely, it's not bad. It's not great. It's a decent little bourbon.
The only thing for me, if it could stick around just a second or two longer and just kind of sit a bit, I think I would rank this a lot higher because I really like the flavor profile. I think the nose on it is good. It's nowhere near the best thing I've ever had, but it's way above the worst thing I've ever had. It's good. It's not very good, but it's good.
Yeah.
So I just, like I said, I wish I got a little bit of a hug from it, and I don't think the proof needs to be higher. So I don't know. It's strange to me on that aspect, but I'm hovering around. I was stuck between a 7.1, 7.2. I'm gonna go 7.2.
Okay. I was gonna go 6.9 on this. So
Okay.
kind of the same things that you were saying. It does have quite a bit going for it, but when it comes back to having that feeling, like you're drinking some whiskey, you get a little bit of that warmth and everything from it.
Yeah.
It falls a little flat there.
Yeah.
And like Corey touched on earlier, when it comes to the flavors, it is kind of simple. They do it well, the flavors that they have in there, but it doesn't get overly complex or anything like that either. So it's overall solid, definitely above average, but
Yeah.
still leaves something to be desired.
Yeah. So gonna come out to like a 7.0 for us. So I think that's pretty fair. Yeah, I really enjoy it. I really enjoy it when I drink it. But as you said, it falls flat. That's exactly what it does. It's really good, and then it's just gone.
Yeah.
And like I feel like I need to drink a lot more of it. Maybe that's the plan.
That's what they're going for.
Maybe that's their game plan.
If that's the case, then well done.
Yeah, but it is lacking a little bit on that finish, I think, and that's what holds it down a bit. I think it has a lot going for it that could bump it up to the mid-7s if it did have a better finish.
Yeah, I could definitely go for that. If like you said, it did have that hug.
Okay, let us know if you're seeing this thing in your stores, if you've had it, what you would score it on a scale of 0 to 10, and kind of what you would like to see us try next. There's a lot of other Heaven Hill products, a lot of good stuff. Maybe we'll get into some of those soon. So that's all we got for this time. We'll catch you on the next video.
All right, see you guys.
Doesn't fully penetrate your throat.
There's no way.
Why did you do that when I was taking?